Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome to Overboss, a boss monster adventure, the digital version, which was just released about a week or two ago on Steam, on PlayStation, and on what I'm playing it for you today, the Nintendo Switch. Now, I have Overboss, I love Overboss, it is such a great game. My only complaint with Overboss is it takes forever to set up. Even when you finish a game, I feel like sometimes the setup of the game takes just as long as the game itself, depending what you're playing. So, if you really want to give this a try, I recommend downloading the demo from it off of Steam or whatever, or just checking it out in general, because today I am not only going to show you a tutorial about how to play the game, but we are also going to be going through a full solo campaign. Now, there's other things that I would like, hopefully in the future, for this digital version to upgrade as we go forward, and I'll explain those as I go on. This is probably also going to be a two-part episode of sorts, because I want to go through the whole campaign, beginning to end, and it takes about an hour, hour and a half, give or take, plus whatever I do for the tutorial. So, if you haven't already, be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad so you don't miss part 2 and see how the campaign turns out. If you are a Patreon or a YouTube member, you're going to get that full right now, so that doesn't, you guys are in the gold with that one to go with it. But otherwise let's head on over to the tutorial, there we go, and have King Croak, our main boss, tell us how to play. Here we go. Oh, another contender for the title of Overboss. Your objective is to craft the deadliest, most powerful overworld in all of Arcadia. That is our homeworld. The more powerful you craft, the more points you'll get. The more powerful you'll craft. Sure, we'll go with that. Select the tile and token pair you want from the market on the left with the A button, or tap it with your finger should you be playing the Switch off of the dock in handheld form. Place the selected tile on an open spot on the map. To do this, pretty much do the same thing. Hit the A button or tap it with your finger. Doesn't really matter. There we go, and close. Fantastic. So this is a tile laying game. What you're doing every turn is you're selecting one of the 4 tiles on the left here, and when you select the tile, you're taking the minion that is directly next to it. Now, if you may notice, there are a bunch of different minions here, and their borders, or at least what they're standing on in a sense, don't necessarily match what it is that you're picking up. Though that one with the forest does seem to look really good. We'll let Croak tell us a little bit more. So let's just take this tile, and what we're doing then is plopping it, boop, right there, and then the minion comes into our layer, which is in the bottom right corner. Now, each one of these tiles is a specific type. This is a forest. That gives me 1 point. The way that the forests work is that the more forests that are on my board, they don't need to be touching, the more points I get. So if I had 2 forests, they'd be worth 3. This is not each 3 points. This is in total for forests. So I have 1 point right now. 2 forests will give me 3 points. 3 will get me 6. 4 will get me 10. And if I have 5 forests, I get a maximum of 15. That's just 15 straight points. Any more, and it doesn't matter. The monster then is then placed down within the layer. And if you have monsters and mini bosses that are there, I can put them to any open tile on the space. To do this, same thing, hit the A button or hit it with my finger because I'm on the Switch. I love that that's there, but you probably will not see that instruction should you be playing on Steam. Well, maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe you have a touchscreen computer. I do. So we're going to grab this and he's going to go boom right there. Now we have a skeleton running around the forest. Never a bad thing, but he doesn't really want to be there. He likes being more in graveyards. As you can see, 3 down. So it's forest, swamp, graveyard, and then dungeon is right there. All right, next turn, choose another forest to make a combo. All right, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna grab this forest and we're gonna plop that right here. So now that went down. That's 2 more points added to my overall total. So I am up to 3 points. Having 2 forests grabs you a total of 3 points. Pretty simple enough. We're gonna take this and we're gonna throw this right here, covering up that fairy fountain apparently. Great, you have a matching monster, which gives you 1 more point. So what we're now gonna do is we're gonna take, I don't know why you would wanna put that there. Well, I guess I get an idea, but it doesn't matter. We'll take this, we're gonna plop this here. You've placed a dungeon. It grants you 1 point, plus 1 extra point for every different type of terrain that borders it. As a result, the forest near it gives you 1 extra point. So now that dungeon is giving us 2 points. Dungeon tiles can't hold tokens, which actually makes sense why now I put it there, because King Croak here is going to teach us about bans in a little bit. If you draft a monster or mini-boss with a dungeon tile, it'll sit in your lair at the bottom of the island, waiting for you to place it on an open tile as soon as you can. And that's really good to have because that gives you options in order to place things later on so you can make better combos, better connections, things along that ways. So now if we grab this, ooh, look, a portal. Portals allow you to reposition up to 2 monsters or mini-bosses on your map. So a portal is basically a special item that's gonna go down into your lair. You're gonna use it when you want to, but then it'll also give you an open spot to place minions or mini-bosses, monsters, whatever they are. I like calling them minions personally, they're monsters, from your lair to that spot later. So we're gonna go ahead and collect this. We'll put this, see, this is the one, maybe, what doesn't matter. I would put it right here. So now I have 3 more points added to my forest. So now in total I have 6, obviously. And then monsters and mini-boss tokens must be placed. So basically the way it works is you have to place a big tile, and then if you have any monsters or mini-bosses, whether it be taken when you took the big tile or in your lair, they have to be placed in any open spots. You can't just leave a spot open for later. So I am forced to take this and place this in an open spot, which happens to be here, and another matching set. Boom, 1 more point, fantastic. You know what makes a lot of points? Bands of monsters, aha. Place 2, 3, or 4 identical monsters in a straight line to get a band of monsters and gain extra points. Use your portal to create a band of 2 forest monsters. Use the A button or tap or blah, 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 whatever, you can read this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit this portal. And then with that, we can now swap them, blah, blah, we know how to do that. So I will choose Mr. Skeleton. Yep, come back here. And this lizard folk, and boom. And now the 2 lizard folks are next to each other. They're adjacent, whether it be orthogonally, up, down, left, right. And then in-game, you can use the minus button to see how portals and crystals work. So we can do this, and it brings up kind of like an overview of it. So mini-bosses do not actually go with any particular type of spot, but they are always worth 2 points regardless. Crystals go into your lair, they don't go into the field, and each one of them represents a specific terrain. You get 1 point per terrain of that type that's on your map. So if I had the green crystal, for example, which is linked to forest, I would then have 3 additional points on top of everything else that I've done. Portals, we saw how that is. They are not worth any points at the end of the game, so remember that. Bands of monsters, I did do a band of 2, so I got 2 additional points. If I had a band of 3, I'd get 5. If I had a band of 4, I'd get 7, and 4 is the max. Matching monsters, each give an additional point. And to the right are command cards. These are special abilities that only really happen if you're playing solo, like just straight up solo, not campaign, or you're going against an opponent. And right now this game only has like couch co-op of sorts, so you can't do anything online, or at least from what I've seen on the Switch. Maybe it's different on the Steam. You guys let me know down below. For more information about tiles, press the up switch. You can also do it with your finger because, you know, why not? Yeah, there we go. So this is going to tell us what are different, terrains that we have within this game. There's a bunch of different terrains that you kind of mix and match them that way, make each one of your games unique. And then this will tell you how each one is scored. So we can go across with camps, showing you how they're scored. There's gonna be different flags on camps. The more unique colored flags you have, the more points each one is worth. Then we have caves. Each one is a base value of 1, but 2 points if it's bordering a mountain point. I'll show that as a little bit later. Forests we talked about, graveyards, all have between 1 to 3 as a base, and you get 2 or 5 points depending on how many graveyards are on your map. So the more that are on the map, the more points you get. Swamps is 1 point, plus 1 point if it's bordering water, plus another point if it's bordering another swamp. And then dungeons, as we said, right there. I do apologize if you see little jumps and skips throughout the course of this video. I am just getting over being sick, so I do find myself coughing uncontrollably at times to time. So I'm pretty much just cutting out my coughs and leaving it as is. Anyway, back to King Croak. Remember, build combos with different tiles, use the right matching monsters, and place bands of them in a straight line. Now, draft and place your tiles and tokens wisely until the map is complete. Aim for the highest score possible. And use these buttons to do things, and yada, yada, yada. Good luck. And now we are pretty much thrown into here to do what it is that we need to do. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at all this and determine what we wanna do. Now, if you're playing solo, which if you're playing digital, probably is gonna be the main way you do it, the way that this kind of rotates through is you're gonna pick one, and then after you're done laying it and your turn is over, the computer is gonna randomly take one of the other three and get rid of it. So I want this, do I want that one or no, I want this one and I want this one, because that witch can go to the swamp, that dragon goes to the dungeon, and that'll just give me that extra pointage and everything like that. What I do wanna do is I wanna take this, I wanna take this dungeon, or I'm sorry, this cave right here, and I'm gonna put it right there. Now, if you look to the right, that is a mountain. So now if I put the cave here, I get 3 points immediately, and then 1 additional point from my dungeon, which is in the middle, because, let's just go over here, this gives me 1 point plus 1 point for every unique thing. So that's 1, 2, 3 points so far. Now, you have to go here. Wow. What's being taken away? All right, perfect, excellent, that's fantastic. Now you gotta hope that a portal shops up at one point. I'm gonna take this, and we're gonna go right here. So that should be 2 points, because it's bordering, well, it's 1 point, and then it's bordering water. As you can see, there's water over here. So there's only 2 different types of terrain, water and mountain. All this is considered mountain, by the way. That's mountain to the left, mountain up top, and mountain to the right as well. Put you right here, boom. All right, can we leave that swamp? Nope, you're gonna take the swamp. Thanks, thanks. What next do I want to do? Well, I guess this one is really more of a no-brainer, because we're gonna take this because that is the matching monster that goes with the terrain, and it's best to go here. Boom, and boom. And then if I manage to switch the dragon and the witch from up there, ooh, okay, so this is where it's gonna teach me about probably crystals. Let's see, yes, I see that. Do you really just want me to place it anywhere? Fine, okay, sure. Blop, blop, there we go. Crystals give you bonus depending on the type of tile you have on your map. Forest, so that crystal basically gave me 3 additional points simply because I have 3 other forests on the map. I really didn't want to do that, but it wanted me to. I also don't want this camp because it's a black flag. I already have a black flag up there, so I wouldn't gain any additional points. Oh, man. And the graveyards are fine too, but the more of those I have, the better. Maybe I should just stick with forest. Do we just stick with forest? Let's stick with forest. Let's go ahead and put it right here. Get another point and another point and another few points. Boom, that's fine. Give me a portal. Give me a portal in a swamp? No. Just for clarification, as you can see right here, that little fairy, that is a mini boss. So those can go onto any tile at all, and well, anyone can go on any tile. But regardless of anything, it will always give 2 points no matter what. So, I think I'm just gonna go with this, pop it here, put the skeleton right on top of it because I have to. And then maybe I can put something to the left of that has another skeleton to make a band of 3. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yes, put that there. Thank you. Take my portal, please. This button appears when you play something, but you don't have to. Yeah, so I could use the portal immediately, or I can save it for later. You don't have to use it the moment that you get it. You can't save it for any other time. However, in this situation, I am going to use it, and you, there we are. So I made a band, and each one of those went on their appropriate spot, which is awesome. Now, last round, before choosing, let's have something to tell you. We've only seen basic tiles and tokens here. In the real game, there are all the tiles like bosses and command cards. If something requires explanation, you can always hit the minus button to bring it up for information. Blah, 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 blah. And good luck, I'm a better boss than you. Blah. All right, so away he goes. What do I need to do? I don't have any, I was hoping for another swamp witch, so I can put that up there in the swamp to create a band of 2. Or I was hoping for a skeleton to make a band of 3. I could take this. I can make a band of 3 still. Yeah, all right, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna put this here. So now, that's an additional 3 points because I have 2 different bases that have 2 different flags, a black and a blue. I can then put you here and make a band of 3 of those lizard folks. And ta-da! We have made 49 points. Congratulations, you are a mini boss. We could do much better than that for sure, but we don't have any additional things like our boss score didn't come into play, and I didn't do anything with the graveyards, which is probably fine. Forest really got me a good pointage right there. So being that it was tutorial, kind of forced me to do a bunch of things that I may not have wanted to do otherwise, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into solo. You know what? No. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go into the campaign. But before we do that, I do want to talk about a few things. First off, here are your different terrain types. This is what's available within the game right now. If you have the physical version of Overboss and you manage to get the towers and extra monsters through the Kickstarter or through the Brotherwise Games website or whatever, then you'll be able to get the towers, which is generally not in the base game. You can also get Overboss Duels, which is set to be more of a two-player head-to-head attacking thing, but that also comes with a bunch of new tiles and a bunch of new terrains, and I hope that those end up in this game at some point. Anyway, towers, camps we saw, castles, those are fun to use. I'm going to use all these eventually when I go through campaign, but I just want to point out what's here right now. Caves, cloud islands, which could get you a massive amount of points in a way if you play it correctly. Deserts, also really good amount of points if you play them really well. We have forests, graveyards, summoning circles, which is awesome for exchanging tokens. That's really their main way of earning points. Swamps we saw, and volcanoes destroy things, giving you options to play stuff, but then stuff is kind of gone. I'm gonna hit random just so I can go over here. You can choose how big of a territory you want. Obviously, the more squares that are here, the more points you're going to add up. And then I just want to show off the bosses. We're not going to play every boss during campaign, but I'm going to show you what's currently available within the digital version of Overboss. Belladonna right here, you have an active power and a passive power. Active powers happen once per game. Once you trigger them once, that's it, but they all do powerful things. The passive power is an end of game scoring bonus. So for example, she gets 2 points for each token you layer at the end of the game. So if you're hoarding them, she gives a lot of stuff. That's awesome. Cerebellus, if you're familiar with Boss Monster, you're gonna recognize a lot of these guys. Cleopatra, awesome, amazing. We have Killa, the big gorilla. We have Kazana, our genie. We have Explodo, the living bomb. We already talked about we didn't talk about, we saw King Crokin. He's your main man. He's your cover of the box and everything. Curax, Porcus, love Porcus, is so cool, I like him. We have Xiaxio, whatever, the skeleton Lich King. And then the Collective, which are Brotherwise Games. These are like I think the main CEOs or whatever of Brotherwise Games. This is their company. These are the brothers. They are wise. They will do all kinds of cool things. So there you go. Those are all the different monsters that are available, boss monsters that you could choose in order to be in the game. If you're doing a regular game, then you just play them, you go for high points, hooray, all that stuff. We, however, are going into the solo campaign, and first things first, we get to choose our difficulty. For every task we do not complete at the end of a game, we lose a life. So we have 12 tries to get to the end of the game to score as many points as possible. Easy is 15, hard is 8. I like medium, because generally I end with like 1 or 2 lives left. This I'll probably get an immediate game over. Well, I have gotten a game over on medium before, but I've never done easy. I'm fine with medium. All right, so what this is gonna be is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different levels. Each level has 3 different tasks to it, plus a series of subquests that we can do as well. The campaign will dictate to you what terrains are within your options: forest, swamp, caves, graveyard, and camps. And of course, dungeons will always be there regardless of anything. And then of course, who we're gonna be playing as, which is Kazana. Occasionally, we'll be able to have a choice between 2 different bosses to go into it. But for this, level 1, welcome to Arcadia. Here we go. So now, if I press down, we get to see our quest log of sorts. Level 1, we need to build a group of forests, 3 or more. Again, they don't have to be touching, but at least one forest has to have one of the lizard folks on it. Next, we have Swamplandia, where we have to build 3 or more swamp tiles worth 9 points. So basically, they all gotta be touching each other, and they should all be touching water if you want 3. I don't know if that's possible, but we'll have to see. And lastly, score 50 or more points in total. The middle is the side quest log, whereas if you go down the line and you do those things in a certain amount of times per game, you'll be able to fill in the little dot. So for example, if we played no mini bosses and 1 crystal for this game, then the 0 next to the mini boss will be filled in, and the 1 next to the crystals will be filled in. Matching monsters, how many we play, how many bands that are 2 size, 3 size, and 4 size. If we fill in any of those connecting points, the square, the lines, or whatever, we earn a crystal. If we fill a whole line or column, we earn a crystal. And as you notice in the actual tasks as well to the right, there are 3 crystals. That's your end of game scoring. The more crystals you have, the more you're going to be able to score at the end of the entire campaign. Now, we have 2 really good things right here that I would love to be able to use immediately. I am going to first and foremost, the problem is I need to have the forest, and I don't have any forest off the top, so that's going to make things difficult. Let's go ahead and take this, and we'll put this right here. Get 3 points, 4 points. Fantastic. End of turn. Moving on. Oh, the one other thing I gotta talk about is Kazana herself. Hey, look, there's my forest. Her active power, discard and then restock all terrain tiles in the market. Tokens do not get replaced. And then at the end of this particular game, it's 3 points for each separate group of exactly 3 tiles of the same terrain type. So they can't be touching, but for every 3, you get 3 points. So if I had 3 forests like scattered around and 3 caves scattered around, whatever, I would get 3 points for each one that I have a set of 3 on up there. Make sense? Maybe? Kind of? Sort of? Who knows? Let's see. I do need to build forests. I need to build forests. I got to build forests, so I just got to start grabbing them. So here we go. Because at this point, you don't know what's going to be taken away from you as you go on. And you have to place the monsters as soon as you put them down. So what's going away? Of course, the one that I wanted, but that's all right. Fine, take it. Boom. Put you here. And turn. Move it on. That top one goes away. Any more forests? Oh my goodness. The swamps are pretty good though. That's the other thing I need to do. I need to do like a bunch of swamps. So let's go ahead and put that here. And if I can put another swamp to the right of it, that would be fantastic. Good, it didn't get taken away. Ah, more forest. Oh, and then a forest with a dude in it. Oh boy, that'll do it. All right, so I'm gonna do this. Yeah, right here. And we'll put you here. And that should complete it. Yes, the dark forest has been completed. Fantastic. Oh, and I can actually put this here. Fantastic, and that goes there. All right, so I do have the band of, I wish I could put a skeleton here, but that really wouldn't make any sense to do. I got a band of skeletons here, which is kind of like fine and dandy, but I need Swamplandia to be a little bit better. All right, let's end this turn. What do we got? All right, well, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to activate Kazana's ability. So we're going to discard all of terrain and restock it and see what we get. Here we go. Let's activate. Away. And we got our swamps. And we got a portal too. Portals are, that's right, I forgot the portal was there. And this is for how many swamps we have? Oh man, so I have to put the swamp here. And that puts me 1 point away from completing it because I want to say the tokens don't count. Oh man, oh geez. That's going to give it to me. That's going to give me what I need. All right, let's do it. Let's just put it here. And we'll put the mini boss here. And then that should be that task done. So now it's just a matter of getting points. All right, so we still have our turn that we can do. Let's go ahead and take this forest because I think this will work out best in order to try to get points. We get lots of points. We got 8 points right there, which is awesome. We still got 3 spaces in order to put things down. What else do we want to do? Matching monsters, mini boss. Do I have any mini? I have 1 mini boss, so that'll be there. I do have 1 crystal. That's fine. Matching monsters. I don't really have many. I wish I had that portal, which actually wouldn't do anything at all because I don't have any any graveyards to put the skeleton in or anything along that way. So why don't we just continue on with trying to get as many points as possible. We'll take this and we'll put it here to gain those 3 points and put the dragon on top. So now, as you see, I actually had 2 options there. I could have put the dragon on the forest if I wanted to, or I could have put it on the, the cave, which is obviously what I wanted to do. I'm gonna take this swamp, we're gonna put it right here, just so it touches everything. It's only gonna gain an extra point, but at least it gains the point. And now we have a matching monster here too, which is great. So now I have, how many do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4 matching monsters, which is enough to get me that first blot right there, which is good. Band size, I have 2. So I got my first band of 2, which is fine. Man, I would have loved to have been able to put, do I want another band? I can have 3 bands. So out of these tiles, this is the one that's going to actually give me the most points. It's not going to really do me any good for bands or anything, but it will give me another point for the crystal. All right, let's just do that. Pop that there, and then you can go here. It really doesn't matter where that skeleton goes because it's not going to make any other bands. Oh, 45 points. Oh, man, so close. Now, even though I didn't complete all of the tasks, that's okay. We will still move on. 10 points for the swamp, 6, wow, okay, there we go. So we can do this, we can continue. As long as we did 2 out of the 3, we can continue, but you cannot go back and redo that. So just keep in mind as you play through, try to hit for all 3, and if not, then it is what it is. Here we have Let's Go Exploring. We have forests, swamps, caves, camps, and deserts. That's a new one for us right now. We have to make a great desert, build a group of 4 more desert tiles, and at least one of them has a matching sandworm monster. Let Sleeping Dragons Live, build 3 caves bordering mountains edges of the map. At least 2 of them must have their dragons, and then score 52 points. We have Deck Kiliax, I believe, and Cleopatra to choose from. Let's go into level 2. All right, level 2, let's go exploring. So we have Cleopatra and Kirax. That's what, Kirax. Cleopatra, you may use any token or used portal in your lair as if it were unused, an unused portal, then that token is destroyed. So if I have a token in my lair, she allows me to change that into a portal, but then I lose that token. Same thing for any previously used portal. So if you had it in your lair, it would kind of be there as like a crumbling statue. She would then be able to reuse that one more time, but then it's gone. Score 1 point for each matching monster on your map. That's great. That's an additional point for every matching monster. Good for building up those points. Slide one of your tiles into an open space bordering it. This is the Kirax active power. Any tokens on that travel with it. So if you place something incorrectly, he's able to shift it over for you. Finally, score the following based on the number of tiles, including dungeons on your map. If you have 4 different types on a 4x3, it's 4 points, 5, and 6. Interesting. Wow, he gives more points on the bigger map. That's interesting. Which one do I want to use? Let's use Cleopatra, because I feel like being able to just have a portal when I need it is going to be extremely helpful. Now, we need, goodness, what do we need again? Caves and deserts. Well, we got this right here, so let's just put a cave down here. Got the sandworm as well, which goes on the desert, so at least we know we'll be able to use that later. What's being taken away? The other sandworm. Fun like that. Oh, geez. Dungeon with the crystal. Honestly, I do enjoy the camps. They do give a lot of points if you can have a bunch of them on there. And this one has a mini-boss, which, as you can see, I've used the mini-boss I got a mini-boss and a crystal last game, so I got 1 and 1 on each. If I actually don't do a mini-boss or crystals this turn, then I'll gain 1 more point towards my final experience. So I may actually want to stop that. And then because I didn't complete one of the tasks, I lost 1 of the lives. So there you go on that. So actually, with that said, let's take this swamp. I'm going to put that right here, and we'll put that on top of it. So now that was a quick 4 points right there. No problem. Give me a desert. There we are with the sandworm. Fantastic. So the way that the deserts work is that these have to be adjacent to each other. The more you have adjacent, the more overall points you're going to get. A single one, which I'm going to put right here, is worth nothing. The moment a second one touches it, it's 2 points, 3 for 6, 12 for 4, and a whole whopping 20 points if I have a 5-tile desert. I need at least 4 for this. I also need a bunch more caves. None of this is helping me at all. I could put this down though, which I should. Put it here. And now that dragon is going to stay in my reserves, so I can use it later. And actually what I can use it for is this. Yes, I'm going to be grabbing a crystal, and I already got one. I would need another crystal. Should have taken another crystal, but that's all right. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab this. We'll put it here. So that gives me 3 points, plus another point for having the next to the dungeon. And then you can go here. And now I'm almost done with that task. I need 3 caves, and 2 of them have to have monsters. 1 of them already does. All right, so what do we have next? Oh, a sand and a portal. Overall, I do need more sand than caves right now, and I can hope that this stays here, so at least I get my 3rd one. So I'm gonna grab this, put that here, and I actually am going to use the portal, because you can use it the moment you get it. You don't need to switch tiles. You can actually choose a tile and teleport it right on over to where it needs to go, and that is awesome. So now if I grab, like, yeah, I don't want to do anything else. So if I can grab the that forest, if it stays there, nope, it's gone, forget it. I would have been able to put down the forest, and then I can move the dragon somewhere else. As far as, nope, let's just go for it. We need more sand. I have to have at least 4 sand. Boom, that goes there. And then you're just gonna go here. That's fine. I can figure out a way to switch things around later with Cleopatra's powers or something along that ways. Now then, I think what I'm going to do is just take this cave and finish off that last requirement, or that first requirement, I should say, because that should be all done. After that goes away, yes. Wait, why not? Oh, bordering mountains. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Oh, and Killiax would have been great to use here. No, wait. Oh, 2 need to have the monster. All right, duh. All right, so with that said, let's grab you, make a 4, good. Put you here. Okay, that should end this. There we go. Okay, beautiful. I need a dragon. Oh no, I need a dragon. A part of me was thinking about taking this forest and using the portal to swap the worm with the lizard folk that I have there. But to be honest with you, this is going to get me more points because that's going to give me 3. Oh no, but I can't. I put it. Well, I can swap it still, right? Oh man, that's just going to be a band though. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Let's put this here. You can go here. And then let's go ahead and use, you know what? Let's just activate her power just so you can see it in action. Because I have a feeling I'm not going to need it by the end of this game. So here we go. We can use anything we want. Cleopatra power. We'll choose the one that I used already. And we'll just do 1, 2. Ta-da! And then that's gone, and that is out of the game for good. Thank you so much. Hey, little croak. Very nice. I don't like any of these. All these are kind of cruddy. Oh boy. The sandworm band, I think, is probably my biggest thing right now. So I'm going to put this here, and we'll put the sandworm right there. So that's like a band of 3, which I need for that anyway, and that'll give me 5 points. All right, so that's at least that, which is good. I have 1 more turn. 1 more turn to get a dragon. Please give me a dragon. Please give me a dragon. Yes, got a dragon, and I got another forest. That's fine by me. So you can go here, bunk. You can go here, bunk. Man. Let's actually do. Well, what would be the better? I should have put it there for the band. Oh man. Well, good thing we have that extra portal. So for the heck of it, let's do. I know I should move this here, but that's 1, 2. That's 2. That'll actually give me 2 bands that way. Whoops, wrong one. 4. Man, what's the better choice? What's the better choice here? Let's move the sandworm. Let's move the sandworm. We'll move him. Hey, no, come back here. Choose this. Let's move you and you. So that's a lot of bands and a lot of... Oh, I did it! I did it! I did it! I did it! I got all 3! Yes! Okay, that's fantastic. Swords 52 points or more. Woo! Awesome! 60 points in total. Yes, please. Didn't use any mini bosses. Got 2 crystals, bunch of matching monsters, bunch of bands. The boss score, I didn't even realize what it was. Thank God for that. That actually, well, I was at 52 even before that too, which is great. Yeah, my deserts, caves, awesome. Awesome! Yes, Cleopatra, yes, you shall rule them all. Thank you, thank you. Moving on.